It's become an almost nightly occurrence for nearly a month. Police clashing with Colombia's youth, angry with a government and a system they say has failed them. During the day at the so-called resistance portal in Bogota where they gather, 21-year-old Meji is painting a message calling for an end to police violence. But her list of grievances against the government is long.
It's the injustice in this country, the lack of opportunity for many young Colombians. Many can't access education at all, so we're here exercising our right to protest. We're here demanding health, a home, and an education. But we're attacked by the police. The police is armed while we have brushes and paint.
Like practically a third of Colombia's youth, Meji is jobless and has been unable to continue her languages studies. Youth unemployment and school dropout rates have skyrocketed during the COVID pandemic, increasing the numbers of disaffected young Colombians who've responded by protesting despite a brutal police response that has left dozens dead.
They call us Nini or neither nors because we don't work nor study. But how are we supposed to study if we don't have the resources? How can we access public university if there are 5,000 people for 100 spots? There are so many like me who simply don't have anybody to help them pay for an education. I think they took so much away from us that we don't fear them anymore. And if we don't fear them, they lose their power.
The government has begun negotiating with the unions that started the protests in April against a now withdrawn tax reform to address these issues. But many engaging daily here in sit-ins and performances say they don't feel represented by the unions and want their own seat at the table. Protest, they say, is their only available weapon. At night the atmosphere remains communal and festive, but as the hours pass, tension rises as protesters block the roads, challenging the police. Minutes later, security forces move in for another long night of rocks, tear gas and violence.
We want to be recognized and we want to prosper, and we're willing to fight for it till the end.
No one knows what the end looks like in a country that seems to be repeating its history of repression of protest and dissent. But despite the police efforts, these young protesters say they are determined to hold their ground. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogota.